Today on MTG Unpacked, we're getting stuck into 5 new Phyrexia intro packs. So these things are awesome. Came out in 2011 along with new Phyrexia. So we get a deck and a pack in each one. So we'll take a look at what's here. You are a Planeswalker. So Feast of Flesh. So this one looks like it might be like a graveyard type deck. You get 60 card deck with a foil premium Chancellor of the Dross, a 15 card boost pack, strategy insert, and Magic Learn to Play guide. Okay, so let's get into it. So I'd like to thank the patron Connor for bringing these to my attention. So bought these from him, and it looks like they're going to be awesome. They don't do this sort of thing anymore. Okay, so we have a sealed deck along with a new Phyrexia pack. Okay, so let's get into this. I think I'm going to have to use a knife on this one and hopefully not causing any card damage. Alright, so we've got a whole bunch of stuff here. So let's take a look at the deck first. So we start off with a Chancellor of the Dross. So this is a foil. Very cool. A vampire, flying and lifelink. Okay. Then we have Icor, Explosion, Enslave, Artillerize. Okay, so this is a black-red deck, also known as the Rakdos color combo. So you've got 2 Artillerize, Parasitic Implant. So we get 2 of those, Tower of Calamities. Okay, so they've also got some cards here from Scars of Mirrodin. Morbid Plunder. Gets Verdict. So a couple of those. Whip Flare. Fling. Okay, so M11. Alright, so must have been all the sets around that time. Go for the Throat. Shrine of Burning Rage. So we get a couple of those. Disentomb, another one from M11. Despise. Really loving the old school artwork here. Now we've got some mountains. 11 of those. And then swamps. Looks like 13 of those, unless I miscounted. Okay, so then the rest of the deck, we have a Flameborn Viron. So a couple of those. Caustic Hound. So more graveyard synergy there. Scoria Elemental. Entomba Exarch. That's pretty cool. A couple of those. Tormentor Exarch. So we get 2 of those. Prodigal Pyromancer. Ballistic Shaman. Goblin Shaman. Yes, liking it. Seeing the goblins here. 2 of those. Phyrexian Rager. So we get 2 of those. Blister Grub. More Scars of Mirrodin. 2 of those. Furnace Scamp. And that is it. Okay, so 2 of those. So yeah, red, black. You're going to do a lot of early damage, whacking your opponent, and then pulling stuff back from the graveyard and so forth. Okay, so let's see what else we've got here. You are a Planeswalker, really? Okay. So what is this about? It tells you about Planeswalkers. Master one color or all 5. The choice is yours. Okay, so telling you about the colors of Magic and boosting your deck. Okay, so the idea is you start with the deck in the package and then you can improve it with cards from the pack. So here are each of the decks we're going to take a look at. Artful Destruction. So here is the deck list for that one, and that'll tell you a little bit more about it. What's the other one here? Devouring Skies. So we're probably going to get a bunch of flyers in that one. Okay, and we have Feast of Flesh. Okay, so that is this one we're taking a look at here, and it tells you more about the deck there. Okay, and then what is this one? Life for Death. So guessing probably like a life gain deck. That one. We've got red and white, so Boros color combo, and Ravaging Swarm. So this is a blue and green. Okay, and you can read about that as well. Okay, so yeah, they got cards from everything in this block, along with M11 at that time. All right, and then this thing, I think, is how to play. And these flyers are going to be the same in each of the decks, so we won't go through it with each one. What do we got here? Rule the multiverse. What you need. Okay, so you've got your deck. You're all set there. Booster packs and rarities. Okay. And then we're learning more about some planeswalkers here. Jace Liliana, Chandra Ajani, Garrick in green. And then how to lay out your battlefield here. Okay, and then on the other side, how to play. Okay, getting started. Your first game. Alright, and some info about combat, attacking and blocking. Might be a bit hard to see that. Combat example, okay. Card types, tells you all about that. How to read a magic card. They don't tell you much about this these days. Casting spells, turn order, or I should say those little starter decks you can pick up will often go through this sort of level of detail. We've got this huge glossary here of all sorts of different terms. Okay, so we'll set that aside. Let's get into this new Phyrexia pack, and we will speed up a bit for the rest of this. We won't need to review those things. Let's see what we got here. Starting off with a Mole Splicer, Ruthless Invasion, Suture Priest, Vault Scourge, Gataxian Probe, that is awesome, Pestilent Soul Eater, Furnace Scamp, Gremlin Mine, Blighted Agent, Rage Extractor for the uncommons, Oriok Survivors, Dispatch, and Bludgeon Brawl for the rare. Also got a Golem, a Swamp, and a foil Pure Steel Paladin. Nice. Okay, they did not hand out the foils like candy in those days. Let's get into the next one here. So, looks like a Phyrexian Ingester. So we've got blue and black. Devouring Skies. So I'm guessing we've got some flyers in this one. Let's take a look at it. And have you tried out these intro decks back in the day? How did they play? Do you have one here that's a particular favorite? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so we've got the same deal here. So carefully get that out. Okay, so finally getting into it. Took a bit of work there, so we can set these aside. We've got our pack, and let's see what this deck is about. So we start off here with a Phyrexian Ingester. So there's our foil. That's pretty cool. So it has imprint, exiling creatures. Necro Pouncer with living weapon. Argentum Armor, Warlord's Axe. A couple of those. Sickle Slicer. Doomblade. Okay, some removal there. Viridian Claw. Two of those pumping up your creatures. Vapor Snag, bouncing creatures. Two of those. Copper Carapace. So again, pumping up the creatures. And then swamps, we have 11 of those. Islands, we've got 13 of those. Okay, so same mix as the previous deck. Next up, we've got a Dementia Bat. Followed by another one. Okay, Spire Monitor. Okay, so now we're getting into the flyers. We've got a couple of those with flash as well. Impaler Shrike. 2 of those. Dark Slick Drake. Mortis Dogs. So a couple of those. You've got some graveyard stuff going on there. Blind Zealot with Intimidate. So we've got 2 of those. Nurok Invisimancer. Necrogen Scudder. Kiln Walker. Brass Squire. Couple of those. Augury Owl. Couple of those. Silver Mere. Okay, so we've got the Meres. Hovermere. 2 of those. 3 of those. Okay. So that one looks interesting. A little bit different from the first one we took a look at. So we'll set that aside. Let's get into another pack of new Phyrexia. And the last time we really opened a lot of this, I think was when we went through a bundle. So, or I should say a fat pack. If you missed that video, link in the corner. I think we did that a week before Phyrexia All Will Be One was released. We have Defensive Stance, Leeching Bite, Insatiable Soul Eater, Loxodon Convert, Evil Presence, Guess Verdict, Pristine Talisman, Deathhood Cobra, Impaler Shrike, we just saw that one, Razor Swine, Conversion Chamber for the Uncommons, Necro Pouncer, Spine Biter, and a Mythic, yes! Vorinclex, Voice of Hunger, we'll sleeve him up in a second, and a Golem, and Island, and that is it. Okay, so no foil. The Pure Steel Paladin in that other one was pretty cool though. So let's show them off actually. I put that one off screen. We'll have a hit pile in the corner here. Okay, so set aside those. On to our next one. So what is this about? This is Life for Death. Looks like a dragon. Interesting. So, life, exhaust your mana. Phyrexians will take life as a substitute. Okay, so we have a Boros deck here that is white and red. So let's check it out. And we've got our pack, of course. Hopefully I can get into this a little bit better. That is the trick, I think, is get in between those things. Okay. So we will set those aside. No need to look at them again. And we have a foil Molten Steel Dragon. And you can pay that Phyrexia mana with either red or 2 life. Okay, that's pretty cool. And we have Phyrexian Rebirth. Another nice pull. Act of Aggression. So we get 2 of those. Rage Extractor. So dealing damage equal to spells converted mana cost. Solemn Offering. Pristine Talisman. Apostle's Blessing. White Sun's Passage. So we get 2 of those. Pacifism. So Enchanting Creatures. Golem's Heart. So life gain. Yep, because you're going to need to counteract the Phyrexian mana. Marrow Shards. So more dealing damage there. Gut Shot. Lightning Bolt, the classic. Insight. And we have a whole bunch of planes here. 12 of those. And mountains. Okay, so we've got 13 planes. 10 mountains. Okay, so they mix things up a little bit. They're a little bit confusing. Okay, next up we have Lumen Grid Gargoyle. Another mountain. Okay, just randomly chucked in there. Add that to the tally. Shattered Angel. Slash Panther. A couple of those. That guy is hasty. 3. We've got Ogre Resistor. Kemba's Skyguard. So a flyer. Porcelain Legionnaire. 3 of those. Blinding Soul Eater. Tapping Creatures. Inquisitor Exarch. Cathedral Membrane. Immolating Soul Eater. And that is it. Okay. So using your life as a resource. I think that's the main deal of this one. And pumping up your creatures. Okay, let's see what we get in the new Phyrexia booster pack here. And we also opened some of this with our Journey Through Magic History. We opened 1 of every pack, going all the way back to Antiquities. Link in the corner for the complete playlist. Next pack we have Suture Priest, Vault Scourge, Gataxian Probe, there it is again, Hovermere, Glistener Elf, Flameborn Viron, Impaler Shrike, Razor Swine, Blind Zealot, Mutagenic Growth, that was a good one as well back in the day, Shrine of Boundless Growth, Sickle Slicer, Spine Biter, and Birthing Pod. Alright, I think that's another sleeve-worthy one. A Poison Counter, Island, and that is that. So we will whack it in a sleeve. We have 2 more decks to go. So far, I think I'm liking those first couple. We'll see about this next one. So we have Ravaging Swarm. So that is green and blue. So let's see here. We've got Devouring Opponents, Swarm of Phyrexians, and Proliferate. Okay, so we're going to see some proliferation here. Let's get into this next one. And these decks, I think, will set you back anywhere from about 50 to 100 bucks. It seems like the prices have gone up since I bought these. So yeah, a little bit pricey. Not sure it's really worthwhile. You're probably only after the new Phyrexia packs. The decks are probably a little bit so-so. Not really something you could use these days, but still could be fun. We've got a Phyrexian Swarm Lord. Awesome, with Infect. Okay. Inexorable Tide. So some proliferation there. Corrupted Conscience. Fuel for the Cause. Trigon of Infestation, so charge counters there, and insects. Okay, Steady Progress with more proliferation. Corrupted Resolve, Naturalize, so removal. Leeching Bite, couple of those, so we get 3 of those. Contagion Clasp, Defensive Stance, and then the mana we have 12 islands, unless I've snuck any others in, and forests, 12 of those. Okay, so roughly even for each of these. Next up, we've got a Spine Biter. That's a delightful looking beastie. Chained Throat Seeker with Infect. Plaguemore Beast, so small proliferation. Viral Drake with Infect. Okay, what is this one? We have Core Prowler. More Infect, Viridian Betrayers. Alright, poisoning your opponents. 2 of those. Rotwolf, Mycosynth Fiend. So we get a couple of those. Cyst Bearer, a few of those. Blighted Agent. 3 of those, I'm going to say. Yep, Blight Mamba. Wall of Tangle Cord. So that one has Defender. Glistener Elf, some more Infect. And that is it. Okay, so yeah, the deal is pretty much Infect and Proliferate. So that is your game plan for that one. On to our next pack of new Phyrexia. Can we do even better than those first couple, which weren't too bad actually? We got a Rotted Hystrix. What the heck is that thing? Victorious Destruction, Psychic Barrier, Phyrexian Hulk, Viridian Harvest, Sensor Splicer, Artillerize, Spire Monitor / Panther, Grim Affliction, Caress of Phyrexia for the uncommons, Enslave, Exclusion Ritual, and Phyrexian Unlife. Nice! And rules tip about Phyrexian mana. And what is this on the other side? Okay, Ultra Pro Gear and a Swamp. Okay, no, I thought there was another card there. Alright, so I think we need these sleeves again. We have 1 more deck left. I wonder if it will be the best of the bunch. That green-blue one looked pretty cool. Okay, so Artful Destruction. So we've got white, green, and let's see, Crush Foes. Yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be like a creature type deck, giant creatures. So we'll see if I'm right. Get that out of there. And we'll set aside our pack. So get to cracking. Final deck of the video. Let me know what you think about these intro decks. I have done a few for other sets in the past, but let me know if you find these interesting. We might take a look at some more. Okay, final deck here. We have a foil blade splicer. So that is putting a token onto the battlefield. Okay, so we might have some token stuff going on here. War report, number of creatures on the battlefield. Okay, so 2 of those. Cultivate. So we've got 2 of those. Glisser's Scorn. Conversion Chamber. So artifact goodness. Mighty Leap. Pumping up your creatures. Forced Worship. So we get 2 of those. Viridian Harvest. Giant Growth. And then the mana, we have Forests. 12 of those. And then Plains. 12 of those. Okay. And the rest of the deck here, we have Mole Splicer. So there we go. Putting artifact tokens on the battlefield. Brutalizer Exarch. And getting creatures out of your library. Okay, Garrick's Pack Leader. Phyrexian Hulk. There's an artifact creature. Sensor Splicer. So 2 of those. Stone Golem. Precursor Golem. Okay, so artifact creatures are the thing here. We've got the Golem Artisan. Vital Splicer. 2 of those, so more tokens. Master Splicer. Pumping up your creatures. Get the Golem Artifact creature tokens. Palladium Mirror. So some mana. Suture Priest. So life gain and opponent loses life. 2 of those. Gold Mirror. And 3 of those. Copper Mirror. And 3 of those. Okay, so yeah, artifacts and tokens. So a little bit different than what I was expecting from the package. Okay, final pack magic here. Let me know in the comments what you think about these decks. Did you play them back in the day? Let's see what we get here. We have Viridian Harvest, Sensor Splicer, Flameborn Viron, Toxic Nim, Remember the Fallen, Defensive Stance, Numbing Dose, Vault Charge, Shriek Raptor, due respect for the uncommons, Deceiver Exarch, Shrine of Loyal Legions, and Blade Splicer for the rare. Got a Poison Counter Swamp, and I think we might have a foil. It is a Foil Invader Parasite. Okay, so there we have it, the new Phyrexia intro decks. Hope everyone's staying safe and healthy out there. Thanks for watching and have a great day.